Matt Nagy has confirmed today that Nick Foles will be the Chicago Bears starting quarterback going forward.
We decided that we're going to start Nick Foles as a starter.
I brought in my buddy Zack, who's also a massive Bears fan. Zack, how are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
So, I don't think either of us are surprised by this, really, after, Sunday's performance, but Nagy has made it official.
If you guys go back in previous videos, I'm the biggest Mitchell supporter there is. It was time though.
Yeah.
By the third quarter, I think it was, right? He threw that pick. I was over it. Like, he had two decent, mediocre weeks. Like you said, we got lucky in the Lions game. That drop pass, we shouldn't have even been in that situation. The defense should have stepped up, but we got lucky that we did.
So my thoughts and opinions, obviously, I'm going to go for a second here, Zack, and then I want your thoughts on everything. Like you said, Nagy gave Trubisky the opportunity, which I still think was the right move. Trubisky had he had 2.5 games to prove himself, and he had moments where he looked like a starting quarterback, and then he had other moments where it looked like 2019. And I feel like when Nagy brought in Foles, it really gave us a boost, kind of that re-energizer that we needed. Like Zach said, that first drive didn't exactly go to plan, and we saw, still kind of the same offense. And then as the game progressed, we saw Foles, who obviously has the better deep ball, start testing that defense, which just totally opened up the Atlanta defense. It's one of those things where, fun fact, I don't know if you know this, Zach, but the Anthony Miller touchdown that he scored to win the game, that was the same exact play that Trubisky missed on the final drive of the first half. Like, literally the same route. I saw Miller talk about it yesterday, which, but yeah, the thing is, dude, everyone bashes on Mitchell Trubisky, and as a player, I understand where you're coming from, but as a person, I have nothing but love for Mitch. I wish him nothing but the best going forward.
Like I said, I was biggest Mitchell supporter. I went into the season, and I bashed on Foles a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. I was full Mitchell.
Sure.
But he just came in and he proved why he did win that MVP in the Super Bowl. My biggest concern was, and still kind of is, that he had a chance in Jacksonville, right? That he went out, and granted he did get injured, but he didn't look great when he was the number one starter from the beginning. He's always been a backup in his career, and hopefully that doesn't happen again. And that was my biggest fear going into the year.
Like you said, Zach, the highs and lows of Nick Foles, I don't think you can compare any quarterback in the history of the NFL to what he's gone through. When he's good, he's awesome. When he's bad, he's really, really bad. Like you said, him playing with Nagy in Philadelphia and Kansas City, already knowing that playbook and having, feeling comfortable with his head coach, I think was huge. And I think it showed, just being able to throw out your backup quarterback in the middle, the third quarter and have him do what he did. I would like to see, like we talked about, Trubisky, the number one thing is the deep ball. Just the inability to throw the deep ball. And, teams sit forward and stopped our run game. Our run game did nothing after, I think it was the first quarter or whatever. Just because they didn't feel threatened by Trubisky throwing the ball down the field. And I'm hoping with Nick Foles that really opens things up. We saw a couple completions here and there. That gives me hope. But this just feels, I feel like there's a different energy right now around the Chicago Bears and that offense because – the Tariq Cohen loss is massive. There's no denying that. That sucks. And, my prayers go out to Tariq. I hope for a speedy recovery. But we still have a lot of talent on offense. We really do.
You and I, we recorded the live reaction and then post, what we thought about Sunday. We didn't really give enough credit to Nagy where credit was due, where he had the balls.
He had the balls.
I wouldn't say audacity, but literally, just the balls and the courage to say, hey, Mitchell was supposed to be the quarterback. He was supposed to be the next big thing in Chicago. I'm taking him out mid-game, week 3, while he came back and won a game in Detroit, and I'm taking him out and putting Foles in. And credit to Nagy for doing it. It worked 100%, and I think it was the right thing to do.
I totally agree. And I was shocked, to be honest. When I saw Foles get his helmet, I was like, there's no way this is actually happening. So, like you said, no, I totally agree. I don't think we gave Nagy enough credit for pulling the trigger there.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see what happens. And the future. I mean, Allen Robinson went off for, I think, like 125, 123 yards or something like that. Miller has always been a deep ball guy. Like, Miller isn't one of those, like, screenplay, bubble screen type throws, catchers. So, I mean, we'll see. Hopefully it carries over. What happened in that fourth quarter carries over. I mean, Foles should have had 5 TDs. Realistically, you think about it.
In a quarter and a half. Unbelievable.
Hopefully it carries over. I mean, you can't really take too much from the Falcons that game because, I mean, that Falcons defense was one of the worst in the leagues. And then they lost a lot due to injuries with Terrell going down. And then in the game as well, they lost a couple. They lost the guy who came in for Terrell, who played really good. So, I mean, you could take some of it away, but you can't put it all on the Bears offense. I mean, the defense wasn't the best for the Falcons, but I'm optimistic.
Yeah, again, I think we're going to learn a lot in the next couple of weeks, and we're going to figure out what this offense is all about. But Zach, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you do check him out. Go show him some love. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
No, just bear down.
Bear down, baby. All right, guys, we'll talk to you guys soon. Make sure you do drop a like. Please make sure you guys do drop a subscription. And until next time, we'll see you guys soon. Peace.